Greetings everybody, Chris Campbell here in the shop this evening with another quick little tutorial on part making. So this is the original pentagon shape nut that I needed some made up. The clock movement takes 5 nuts to secure it in place. And unfortunately, the customer only had 1. So when I looked around, because this is a left-handed thread nut, it's a 1.5 millimeter tap, but it's left-handed thread. It's not the traditional right tight, left loose. This one is left tight, right loose. So I looked them up online, and in order to get the left-handed thread nut, you had to buy 25, and it was like $15 for 25. Well, this is kind of a rare nut that I hardly ever see or ever use, so it was foolish to spend that much money when I need 4. I've already got the original from the customer. So what I did was take a piece of raw bar stock, which this is a 10-step process. I took round bar stock, put it in the lathe, faced it off to be true, and then turned it to the diameter that it needed to be, which in this case was 1.7 millimeters. The next step was to use a center drill to center drill the hole, and then a boring tool or drill bit, drill out the center, and then use the 1 millimeter tap, left-handed thread tap. Then I cut off the tool. The next step, I reversed it and trued the back side to be sure that it was square and true, and then chamfered the hole on both sides. Then the next step was to put this into a little jig on my milling machine and basically cut these straight lines to give it the pentagon shape as a nut to match the original one from the clock. So after it was all said and done, I went by my measurements, schematics. Everything is now like it should be. So we're right there at the 6.4 millimeters for the OD. And then the thickness. And that is something, there we go. Sometimes these will fall. And for the thickness, 1.7 millimeters. And the customers, which you don't have to be spot on, but we're at 1.7 millimeters for the thickness. And now for the OD, 6.4 millimeters, dead on. So that's the part of making custom clock parts. You want to be precise and precision when you're making them. Even though this is not a functioning part of the clock's mechanism, it does hold the plates together. So I do try to keep it as precise and precision tooling as possible when I make any parts. But yes, this is the new nut that I custom made in the shop, and this is the customer's original one that's about 120 years old. And that kind of surprises me, because I'm surprised back then they used left-handed threads. Unless somehow the manufacturer did it reverse somehow or what, but I've only seen 2 other cases in my entire 25 years of clock making that I've seen a left-handed thread nut on a very old antique clock. That's just unheard of. But either way, we've now got a new nut cut, and I'm going to make 4 more. And just like this, it will take about 10 minutes to make 4, because I can put them together on the little the tool that I use, cut them all at the same time, bore them, drill them, face them off, and everything will work. Have a wonderful evening.